Hello everybody, and welcome back. This time we're going to be looking at a different type of modals. This time we're going to be talking about conclusions. And the first question is, what is a conclusion? Well, I've written here, a conclusion is an idea or opinion that we create or we form from information that we get. So this might be something that we see, or something that we hear, or something that we just know. When we see these things, when we get all of this information, we can create an idea, we can form an opinion. And this is a conclusion. We take a lot of information, and at the end we create a new idea. But with our conclusions, we are not always certain. We don't always think we are correct. Maybe we don't have enough information. But we will still create a conclusion. We're going to look at two forms. And we're going to start with positive conclusions, or positive modals. So, if you look here, we have a chart, or an amount, either 100%, and it can go all the way down to 50%. This shows how certain we feel about something. Now, it stops here at 50 because if you are less than 50% certain, you're not going to create a conclusion about this. You will probably change your idea and create a conclusion or create an opinion you feel much more comfortable with. So, starting at the top, we have three modals that we can use. Must, have got to, and have to. Now, these go in order, but they are all very close. They're all just about the same amount of certainty. And you can see we use them when we are almost 100% certain. For example, must, using it in a sentence here, it must be a modal. And here, must is the modal, and be is our verb. I'm looking at this. We've talked about the topic today, which is modals, so it must be a modal. It must be. I am almost 100% certain. Our second one. She has to know the answer because her hand is up. Oh, pick me, pick me. Okay. Our conclusion, our idea, is that she knows the answer because she is volunteering. She is trying to get chosen. Okay. And our third one, he's got to have a cell phone because his bag is ringing. Sometimes in class you hear a cell phone ringing and everyone. And if you follow it, maybe you'll find one person's backpack. Your bag is ringing. He's got to have a cell phone. There's nothing else that rings like a cell phone. Okay. So these three modals are used when we are 100% or almost 100% certain. Maybe 99.99% certain. Our next three modals, may, might, and could. We use these when we are less certain about things. So for example, I might solve the problem. If your teacher gives you a very difficult question, right, or asks you a very difficult question and you're not sure, you might say this, I might solve the problem. Or if you look at people walking around the street or walking on the street, you might say, Misa may be from another country. Or if you're just looking at people, she may be from another country. The nice thing about Toronto is that it is very multicultural. There are people that appear to be from all over the place, and some of them are native Canadians. So just by looking at someone, you cannot tell if they live here or if they're just visiting. Okay, so these are our positive modals. On the other hand, on the other side, we have negative modals. Ones that we use when we are trying to make a conclusion about a negative topic or something that can't happen or might not happen. Our first two, can't and couldn't, we use these two when something is 100% impossible. There is no way it can happen. For example, I can't be late. See our modal here. I can't be late. The clock says 9:58 a.m. and class starts at 10 o'clock a.m. So I can't be late. It is impossible. Must not is used when we are a little less certain. And again, we are very, very confident, but we do not know as a fact. It's still a little uncertain. For example, he must not be a good student because he never does his homework. Well, maybe he doesn't do his homework and doesn't understand. Or maybe he has already studied this and knows it perfectly. This is a very, very small chance, but it's a chance. And again, here, must not, and our verb. Okay. And finally, our last two, may not and might not. We use these when we are even less certain. So for example, it's 9:58 a.m. and someone is not here yet. I might say, she may not get here on time. But I do not know where she is. So, I'm not very certain. I am less certain. Okay, so these are our negative modals. Impossible, a little less certain, but very confident, even less certain, not confident at all. Next, we're going to look at question form and also what time or what tense we use these modals in. So stay tuned and we'll talk about that in a minute.